Born June 19, 1917 in Bartlett County, Texas, Ernest James Garrett was one of 4 children. His father, Ellis Garrett, was a day laborer and a farmhand whose family had most likely been brought to Texas from South Carolina as slaves. His mother, Mary Washington, was a clothes washer whose family was of mixed African American and Cherokee Indian heritage from Belleville, Texas. When Ernest was 3 years old, his mother died in childbirth, leaving his 55-year-old father to care for 4 small children alone. From 5 to 9 years of age, Ernest attended the local school but soon left to work and help the family. He, along with his 2 sisters, moved in with his maternal grandmother, Parthenia Washington, and their 3 uncles, George, Tom, and Sam, while his older brother Will remained with his father. During the 4 years they lived in Belleville, they suffered continuous physical abuse at the hands of their Uncle Tom, and when Ernest was 13 years old, he ran away to live with another family in the area. During this time, he worked on the family's farm and developed his skills as a laborer. By 1943, Ernest was in his early 20s and had moved in with his baby sister Lula and her husband in North Houston. To earn a living, he regularly worked for Williams Brothers Construction, preparing ditches for oil pipeline within 9 to 10-man crews. On October 15, 1943, Ernest answered the call to enlist in the military during World War II and was sent to Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio for Army basic training. After 6 months of basic training, he became a truck driver with the Transportation Corps. 4 months later, he received his first overseas assignment in the Asiatic Pacific Theater on the Dutch New Guinea island of Biak. He arrived on September 25, 1944, and was soon promoted to sergeant and stevedore foreman over the 603rd Port Company, a 20-man crew responsible for unloading supplies from Navy ships and organizing them at newly established Base H, which had recently taken over all the logistic responsibility for 70,000 air and ground troops, including Army and Marines. In addition to gasoline, ammunition, and food, the port company also unloaded medicine used to treat approximately 2,400 soldiers wounded at the Battle of Biak, waged in May through July of 1944. After leaving Biak in May 1946, Ernest was deployed to Okinawa, Japan, and joined the 3rd Military Police Escort Guard Battalion. For 9 months, he supervised 8 men in guarding and patrolling prisoners of war in the prison camp area, where over 10,000 Japanese POWs were being held. On January 15, 1947, Ernest discharged from the Army at Campbell, California, after 3 years and 3 months of service. For his service in World War II, he received the Good Conduct Medal, the American Campaign Medal, the Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal with Bronze Star, the World War II Victory Medal, the Army of Occupation Medal with Japan Clasp, and the Honorable Service Lapel Pin, as well as 2 honorable discharges. After the war, Ernest moved back to Texas and began working for Reese Construction. In 1948, he met Pearline Wheeler, who had 1 daughter from a previous marriage, and they began their life together in the Cashmere Gardens area of Houston. Over the next 5 years, they would have 3 more children: 1 son, Ernest James Garrett Jr., and 2 daughters, Irma Jean Garrett and Bertha Marie Garrett. After several years with Reese Construction, Ernest went into business for himself as a contractor, laying foundations for suburban homes around Houston. For nearly 30 years, he enjoyed the ups and downs of family life, including the births of 9 grandchildren. In 1984, his wife Pearline died peacefully at their home in Cashmere Gardens. In his early 70s, he moved in with his daughter Irma and her children in the Alief area of Houston, and by 1989 he was diagnosed with lung cancer. He passed away that same year and was buried at Fort Sam Houston, where he began his military career, and was given full military honors.